Alright, I'm going to start off my series of videos on how to socially engineer different types to get them out of the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, this will work for other cults too, whether we're talking LDS or whether we're talking Scientology, whether we're talking fundamentalist Christians, fundamentalist Muslims, Orthodox Jews, any religion you can think of, real devout Buddhists, things like that, where the people are obviously trapped in a very strict religion that inhibits family relations with people who are not in that cult, in that religion. Uh, and so I'm going to start off with ISFJ to begin with. Why am I doing this? Because ISFJ is probably the most common type. It is your stereotype woman. It is your stereotype mom, your social justice warrior mom who's a soccer mom that gets involved in politics, that wants to get rid of dirty language and music, that wants to get rid of swear words and TV shows and things like that. The Marge Simpson is the ISFJ, okay? And so it's pretty much the stereotype mom of all American entertainment. You can see it in shows like Everyone Loves Raymond. His wife is an ISFJ. His mom is an ISFJ. Who else? I want to say Lois Griffin is probably an ISFJ too. You know. So, anyways, what are ISFJs? ISFJs, and let me get this out of the way. They also are men. Most of your police officers are ISFJs. A lot of your soldiers are ISFJs because they're the very dutiful people that want to do the right thing for the movement of whatever choice they have. So, what are ISFJs? Well, they fall under the interaction style of background and control, responding types, and they're informative. What does this mean? This means they usually come across as shy, not necessarily shy, but at least responding. They like prefer to be in the backgrounds. They prefer to have jobs where they're like administrators in the background, doing the side work for people, the secretaries, the police officer that's waiting for someone else to give them orders. These people have very strong moral and ethical compasses, and they're all about duty, tradition. They are very insistent, typically, on making sure people do the holidays that are prevalent in their culture and their society. Okay, so that's how they're going to respond. They're going to respond. They're the background types. Okay, but then they're also informative. And so once you get them comfortable, and in a place where they want to have a conversation where they're responding, they actually talk quite a bit because they are triple informative. Three sides of their minds are informative, so they're going to be like talking a lot like I do. And so stereotype, if you watch like Dubtown, like the women one where the women are gossiping, going door to door, that looks like an ISFJ and an ESFJ having a conversation, gossiping about the congregation. And so they're very prevalent, especially in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and surprisingly to me, because typically speaking, they stay in their faith for life and they never ever leave because they're so loyal. That there are a shit ton of ISFJs in the XJW community. So there is hope for this. And one of the most prevalent apostates in the community, his wife is an ISFJ. And you can probably figure out who I'm talking about, but I'm trying to leave names out now. But his wife is an ISFJ. And if you watch the story of how he woke her up when he became an apostate first, and then she slowly followed, and I'm going to go over the social engineering of what he unknowingly did and why that worked. Okay, their temperament style is of the SJ temperament. These are traditionalists. These are guardians, defenders of faith. They're past focused, duty focused. Affiliative. They need to be part of some kind of community. They need to be part of some kind of movement. They need to stand for something. They need to be down to earth. They need to be well grounded in who they are. Okay, that's how SJs are. All right, so let's go over ISFJs and what their main functions are. Their main driving force is SI Hero. We've mentioned SI Hero in past things when I was typing XGW Analyzer. SI Hero is about duty, it's about loyalty, it's about faith, it's about trying new experiences, receiving really good experience. In the bedroom, they like to receive an experience. They don't like to give the experience. Okay, SI likes to receive experiences, so they like to be entertained versus entertaining. Um, SI and Hero also is all about long-term memory. And so remember that. They're going to remember the old light that's no longer relevant. Okay? Remember, they're going to be able to remember if they've been in it for a long time. Like my ISFJ mother's been in it for a long time. She will remember back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and how the new light keeps changing and she can't even recognize the religion anymore. Remember that. FE parent. This is responsible with ethics. All they care about is caring for things responsible. That's why ISFJs are the cat women. Okay, so the stereotype cat lady always is typically an ISFJ. Okay, they also struggle with codependencies. You can see ISFJ like Melody Beattie is an ISFJ. She wrote the book Codependent No More. Okay, they're very caring individuals. Okay, TI parent, they're logical, believe it or not. Okay, and TI parent is like very optimistic with deducing information and processing information as true or false. If that, then this. If that, then this. Okay, the child function can get misleading because I will go over that with the trickster function later. Any inferior, they're afraid of being unwanted. Why are they Jehovah's Witnesses? Why are they in a cult? They were wanted. Okay, and so the fear of being unwanted draws people into that. Okay, and so they're afraid of the unknown. What if God is going to destroy the earth? What happens now? Okay, they're afraid of what may happen. Okay, so we'll go over how to combat these kind of things. This video might be around 30 minutes long, by the way. SE Nemesis, they're worried about giving in a bad experience. What does this mean? You think of the ISFJ housemaker who wants to have a house party and she's freaking out because her furniture is old, the house is dirty, the kids are too loud. Okay, worried about these things going to be giving a bad experience. So they say, hey, I have to clean the whole house before we have guests, or I'm going to cancel plans because I'm not going to be able to give a good experience, and this is going to make us look bad as a family, and the whole community is going to think less of us. Okay, FI critic, they're very critical about their own self-worth. ISFJs deal with depression, anxiety. I'm not worthy to be loved by God. Okay, and then they have Jehovah's Witnesses using their FE guilt on them that they aren't worthy, and so they stay trapped in this, and so they say, hey, I have no reason to get out of the congregation because I'm not worthy of anything else anyways. Okay? And so ISFJs really struggle with self-worth because they're very critical of their own value. They're very critical of their moral standards. With this FI critic, they create this level of morality that they themselves cannot even follow. And then they use their FE parent to insist that you follow it, even though they themselves can't follow it. Okay? And so this is why they're such good Jehovah's Witnesses and why they're so prevalent in the faith. Because you can create this system, they're systematic, this system of morality, right and wrong, affiliative, and that's unattainable by man, but they have no problem knocking on doors and insisting other people follow a system that they themselves can't follow. Okay? It's crazy. All right. TE Trickster. This is an optimistic function. However, it's so low when you think of it like a radio tower and the signals you send out. Boop, 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 boop. Signal's very weak. TE Trickster. They think they care about what other people think, but in reality, they do not. They think they're good at writing books. In reality, they're not. Okay? In reality, they think they care about status, but in reality, they do not. They think that reputation is everything, but in reality, they do not really care about this. This is going to be your benefit. So Now, TE Trickster does not give two damns about what anybody else thinks, okay? And so this is why the battle with the ISFJ manipulation is not going to be intellectual. It's not. Because TE Trickster, TI Child already thinks he knows everything. TI Child typically has a God complex because TE Trickster does not verify. Okay, so they come across their own beliefs and they stick to it no matter what science says, no matter what anybody else says. If it conflicts with what they already believe, they're going to reject it. Okay, so this is not the way you're going to manipulate your ISFJ who's stuck in a cult. NI Demon, they do not give two shits about what they personally want. All they want to know is what you want. They want to be told what to do. They want to be told what they should do. Housewife, remember this. Police officer, as with their males, you become police officers, they become teachers, they become soldiers, they become firefighters. All of these jobs, nurses, doctors, all these jobs are essentially having higher ups tell them what to do. They're in the government. Everyone's telling them what to do. This is what makes them comfortable. They don't want to make their own decisions. They want to do what they should do because it's all about comfort. All right, so this is essentially what we're going to go with the ISFJ. This is the basis of, their cognitive functions. If you want to manipulate an ISFJ who's in a religion or in a cult and you want them, to start talking to their family again and not be crazy, you have to present them with a new faith for them to follow. They have to have a faith because they ran by fear or faith. And so if they have no faith, they live in fear, they become hoarders, cat women, things like that. Okay? That's not a healthy ISFJ. All right? You're only going to win them over with moral arguments because they already think they're a bad person and they're always bombarded with guilt at the Kingdom Hall already. So you need to bring them with a moral compass because they think they're in the most moral religion there is. That's why they're Jehovah's Witnesses, because they believe in the movement they're doing. They believe that justice needs to be served to all the wicked people who are immoral. They hate immoral people. Effie parent needs to find moral people. So if you're trying to talk to your mother or your father or your brother or your sister who is an ISFJ and you are not a moral person, or at least present yourself as a moral person, they ain't going to listen to anything you have to say. Okay? You need to have a presentation of being moral. If you're an atheist now, you still need to present yourself as moral. You still need to follow a moral code. So if you're a debauched reprobate, the ISFJ wants nothing to do with you. So if it's clear that you're on drugs, if it's clear that you're promiscuous and having sex with multiple partners left and right, the ISFJ is going to judge you with Effie parent. Okay? And they want nothing to do with you. So if you left the Jehovah's Witness faith and you want to draw your ISFJ, you better be looking like a moral person. Okay? Now, you're the one that's going to know your parents better than anybody else, or your family member or friend or whatever better than anyone else. So you're going to know what they value because they were critical about it the whole time they were around you. And they guarantee they talked about it with you because they're triple informative. Okay? So they talked a lot about it. TI parent, God complex. Okay? They think they already know it all already because they don't verify. And so the truth, or Jehovah's Witnesses, tell them they have the truth and there's nothing else to look beyond this. So just follow instructions from the governing body with your SI hero and be, loyal and dutiful to the truth because they want to be the knight in shining armor who wants to defend the truth against the wicked forces of Satan's system. All right. Any inferior. Okay. You need to make them feel wanted. All right. Let's break this down. I'm just kind of regurgitating the same thing over and over again. How do you manipulate an ISFJ? You need to be an ESFP. What is an ESFP? ESFP is the fast-talking, entertaining salesman. Okay. They're the ones that knock on the door and convince the ISFJ to join a multi-level marketing scheme. Okay, that's who joins these things, ISFJs. Now, I was in one myself. I was part of Longevity. Most people see that. I don't really do it anymore. But ISFJs fall prey to multi-level marketing schemes all the time. Okay? How do they do this? Well, the first thing you need to do to your ISFJ to manipulate them is make them comfortable. How do you do that? Well, how would an ESFP man seduce an ISFJ woman? Buy her favorite flowers, buy her favorite candy, take her to some place where she feels comfortable, open the door for her. You know, all these little nice things that gentlemen need to do, those stereotype things, these are all needed for an ISFJ to feel comfortable. So ISFJs are routine because they're dutiful and they remember everything. Okay? Do you know your mother? What's her routine? When should you call her? Probably in the morning while she's drinking coffee and just maybe reading on her phone or something like that. You don't want to call her when she's working. You don't want to text her when she's working or when she's doing something else out in service or, at the Kingdom Hall. That would be disloyal and unethical, and they hate immoral people. Okay? And so you need to get a hold of them. Most of the time, if they're witnesses, they're only going to maybe respond to you via text message. So you need to be texting them when they're comfortable, not with information. No. Tell them how you feel. Okay? And so, SI Hero needs to be comfortable, and this puts down their inferior. So now they're not going to be all their hands up saying, hey, what is this guy up to? Or what is he up to? What's his intentions? Because I'm afraid of intentions of the unknown. I don't know what they want. I'm afraid of what they want. Okay? So make them comfortable first. You can send them flowers, send them a card. This is my thing. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Things like that. Make them comfortable. I want to be with you. I want to be in your life. I want. Don't talk about what they want. They don't know what they want. What they want is not important. What they need to know is what they should do. Okay? Mom, I want to be in your life. This is what you should do. Okay? FE parent, you need to go along with asking them, what do you think about the pedophilia problem? What do you think about Armageddon and 8 billion people dying? What do you think about Noah's flood and the ark and how illogical it is? Don't tell them what you think. Ask them what they think. Because remember, they don't give two fucks about what you think. Okay? They don't care. All they care about is what they think. What they personally think. Okay? And so once you get that out, then the FE parent calms down and is not so defensive. And so now you could interject how you feel about pedophilia, how you feel about genocide, how you feel about pushing irrational beliefs on other people. Okay? This is the way you have to seduce an ISFJ. Okay? Now, granted, I know this is claiming like the impossible. Okay, I understand they're in a cult and they're brainwashed and they're brain damaged and all this kind of stuff. But this is how you social engineer things. So there is possibilities with this. And so when you think of when the other apostate left, but his wife was still in it and they lived in the same house, she had to see a new faith to put herself into. Okay, in this case, it was the apostate movement and trying to get people out of the congregation who were being hurt so much, because ISFJs care about who is getting hurt. Okay, and he presented her with a family perhaps, because ISFJs need something to take care of. Okay, and so if you wanted to debunk everything Jehovah's Witnesses believe and give them absolutely nothing to believe in, they're going to reject you to and fro, because where else would we go? ISFJ quote of the year. Where else would you go if you left Jehovah? There are no other movements. Okay? So it is your job as the person who's awoke to give them a new movement to engage in. Because they have to believe in something, they have to be caring, and they have to take care of stuff. So they have to have something to put their faith in. Okay? They need good experiences. Every time you send them a card, my parents stopped following me on Facebook. My mom's an ISFJ, probably because she didn't like to see all the good experiences I have. SI Hero craves new experiences. This is why they like to go to shows, the new restaurants. They like to be entertained at the movies. They like to be taken out to go dancing. Okay, they like to be entertained by the ESFP because the ESFP is the entertainer. They're kryptonite. Okay, the ESFP entertains the ISFJ and seduces the ISFJ, and so the ESFP gets what he wants. Eventually, that's usually her in the bedroom, or him in the bedroom for that matter. Okay, they need to be loyal to someone. They need to take care of things. They need to believe in what they're doing, and they need to feel wanted. Okay. So this is just some things to think about on how to manipulate an ISFJ. Now myself personally, I have not woken up my mother who's an ISFJ. My mother is 78 years old and I have no intention of waking her up. I don't see the point. She's about to die anyways. Don't matter. Well, she's not about to die, but you know what I mean. Later in her life, I just don't see the point. But I see a lot of other people, want to get their ISFJs out. Okay. If things go south and you have no rejection and you want to get back at them and you want to be mean and burn bridges with the ISFJ, this is a last ditch defense if you want to hurt their feelings and burn the bridge forever. Okay? This is what you got to do. Point out how they're such an immoral, bad person and how nobody would ever love them because they're so immoral, such a shithead, and nobody would ever want to be with them because of how bad they are. And you have to be forceful with them because SI Hero can withstand the most punishment than any other type. ISFJs are defenders. They are tanks. Huge, heavy armored people who can withstand being in a relationship with a husband that beats the shit out of her every fucking day, and they still stay loyal to that person. And they survive, and they live to 90 years old, still loyal to this guy after he dies. This is how ISFJs are. They are loyal till death. They do what they're told. They do what they should do. Okay? And so if you have no intentions on being forceful with your ISFJ, don't even waste your time. Okay? So you're saying, oh, she probably won't answer my text or she probably won't answer my phone. It doesn't matter. Be forceful. Keep being persistent every day until they block you. Okay? You got that stupid story with that the Watchtower story. Oh, I called my mom every once in a while and she didn't answer the phone. Yeah, but did you call her every day for a whole month straight? I guarantee the mother would have folded. She would have folded and she would have answered the damn phone. Okay? But she was not persistent because that other chick was an ISFJ too. Okay? And so you have to be forceful with them. They're heavy armored defenders of faith. Knights in shining armor. Crusaders. Okay? If you're not hard with them and not forceful with them, they're never going to listen to you. So, step one, make them comfortable. Text them. Write them letters where they can read it at their own comfort, maybe in their own privacy where their husbands don't see them or their wives don't see them or the other congregations don't see them. Text them when they're comfortable. Make them comfortable. This brings down this shield of NE and make them feel wanted. I want you in my life. If you're in my life, we can have this experience together. And we can join this affiliative. Talk about the XJW community and how large and loving it is and how moral it is. Okay? And then there's plenty of stuff for you to believe in, to put your faith in, and to help children who've been abused, help women who've been abused. Okay? They need to take care of people. Okay? But if you're not persistent with them and you're not forceful with a tank, I don't care if this is a 5-foot woman, she's a tank. Emotional, mentally, just so durable, it's ridiculous how strong SI Hero is and what they can put up with. Okay? So be forceful, be persistent, be loyal, prove yourself to be a moral person. Send them pictures of you going to France, of you going to Italy, doing ethical, fun things with your family, with your friends. If you send her pictures of you at the club drinking and being drunk, and your mom knows that you're drunk and on drugs and having sex with random people, she's going to have nothing to do with you because she's all about judging you based on an ethical system that she can't even follow. Okay? So make sure you're a moral person. Make sure you're persistent. Make sure you make them comfortable. Make sure you make them feel wanted. And never tell them what you think or what this book thinks or what this expert thinks or what some apostate thinks, because they don't care. Only ask them what they think. All they care about is what they think. Okay? These are desperate times. ISFJs get trapped in cults all the time. Who do you think gets involved in them? Because they feel wanted in the cult. Because they feel valued in the cult. Because they get to have a belief they believe in cult. Because they don't verify their beliefs. Okay? And they're told what to do. And it makes them comfortable. That's all that matters. All right, these are my thoughts on ISFJ. Leave your comments and questions in the post below. If you want to learn about more ISFJ things, check out C.S. Joseph's YouTube channel. That's where I get most of my information, also from books and things like that. But anyways, good luck out there.